Hi everyone, hope you're all good. Thanks for tuning in. And yeah, I think a few people are going to like this one. Just welcome a few people in. I've done some during the screen, but we'll start from the top again. You all right, Robbie, mate? Thanks for tuning in. You all right, Matt? Thank you, buddy. And James, the window washer, thank you. You all right, Mark? Gerard, all right, mate? Tower Pro Clean, hi, mate. And you all right, Paul, buddy? Hope you're well. Hope everyone's had a good week and more importantly, a good weekend. It's not been a bad weekend for me. I haven't worked over the weekend in terms of window cleaning, but obviously there's things like washing the van, cleaning everything all out, sorting my pole out. I've done the pole today, but yesterday, Saturday, I've took a you all right, Mills cleaner, mate? You all right? I took an old pump out and replaced it with another one I had. Basically, I had a pump that I took out from my 45-litre trolley from Xline because I replaced it with a chemical one. So I've kind of kept that as a backup on the shelf as a spare. So I've replaced that one with Matthew's one because early in the week when I put our PSI up to 70, I accidentally connected to his hose with my pole. And when I was using it, I thought someone was either stood on my hose or there's a kink because the water flow was that rubbish. And then I realised when I saw the slick connector, because I've got the tough connect on mine, that what I'd done. So that's why I said to Matthew, Jesus, that's bad. So I've replaced his pump and it's now a lot better. So he should be a lot quicker now. But there was some swearing going on when I was trying to do that, I can tell you. And it was hailing, freezing cold. Yeah, cold hands, you name it. But it got done at the end of the day anyway. So the van's all turned around, ready to go. And then for this week's live, I was wondering what to do, and I thought, sod it, because I think it was last week, Ched was mentioned, I'm sure it was on the live last week, saying, why don't we do like some images of windows, and then everyone can sort of like say what they would charge for it, so we can kind of get everyone's idea and the different ways everyone's got of quoting for windows, really, and especially help out anyone new. And for someone like me as well, who thinks maybe I'm underpriced, maybe there's a better way of doing things. But basically, you're going to find a system, aren't you, or stick with your system and then tweak it here and there so it suits you. So that's what I thought we'd do on here. But it's really hard to go looking around on the internet for pictures of houses of different types of windows. So I was thinking the best way I'm going to do this is if I went on to, say, Google Earth, and then we can put in addresses on here, even random ones, or houses you may have where they've got different size windows, you know what I mean? Like your big dormer windows, really big, tall, thin windows, or anything like that. We can all have a look at it and say what we'd do. But obviously going from Google Earth and Streep. You all right, Jordan, mate? How are you, buddy? Thanks for coming back. And yeah, I just thought it'd be Street View, but it'd probably just be the front of a house. Unless I can get it on a corner so you can see the side and down the back as you're going down another street or something like that. And just see where it takes us, really. Something else I was going to do is see if anyone's up for it. I know Matt said earlier, and he sent me his email. Basically, sorry, Paul's just saying, have you seen the window cleaning calculator app? Oh, no, I haven't seen that, mate. You'll have to pop a link to that or something, and we can all have a look at it as well. That sounds good. I know there's some different apps out there, isn't there, that people have made. So it'd be interesting. And I forgot what I was saying now. I've got some squash. Don't worry, I've got 2 cans of cider on standby, leftovers from my birthday. That's better. And yeah, what I was going to do is saying I can invite people on, and then I can put you and allocate you on here. So I've got it up so I can have 2 guests at the moment. I've done it. I think I've got more, say 3. And I'm all set for possibly another 4 guests plus myself, and we can be live on here. And then I was thinking as I go into this, I can also change this round to, say, different guests so you can speak on there. If that kind of makes sense. That's what I was thinking of anyway. And also, what have I got? I've got this so far, so there could be 3 of us on at one time on here. I didn't have time to alter and sort things out. There's a lot of stuff to get my head around and work things out. So that's what I was thinking of doing, is asking people in if you're interested in coming in here and taking part. But all you need is really, obviously, a camera, which could be a phone, and a microphone and Wi-Fi setting. And you probably need earphones in, because otherwise you're going to get feedback coming from your device through the microphone, and it's just going to echo around. So you probably have to put some form of earbuds in. So that's me, cat. Once you got all that, you can go live on air, but we'll play it. What can go wrong apart from everything? So Matt's just come in with, in my area, you can view them on 3D in Google Earth. I've got 3D, but it looks still like 2D, basically. So my area is obviously in the middle of nowhere, where everyone forgets. Paul saying you haven't used the app yet, but it's free and it might be helpful. Mate, we'll have a look at that. It's got to be, innit? It's got to be to someone. And someone like Jordan as well is starting out. Matt saying, is the calculator from Heroes Softwash? I'm sure I've seen that. Paul's just saying it is, yeah. So Heroes Softwash. I'll have a look at that. No worries, Ted. I've just been waffling, really, mate. We're taking your idea on of I was going to use Google Earth, do random houses or addresses people want, so we can look at different layouts with different windows and just discuss people's different methods of coming up with quoting, basically. But there's a lot to quoting, isn't it? Because you've got to factor in the costs you need to meet, and everyone's going to be different from each other. Your circumstances are different. I'm married with 4 kids, so I need a big house, that sort of thing. Hi, Christopher. You all right, mate? Excuse me. So, yeah, and everyone's got different running costs as well, but all these need to be factored in your pricing, really. But, yeah, just thought the idea of how different ways of how people calculate to quote, really, I suppose. What else was I going to show you? Yes, we'll see. If anyone's interested in coming across, all I need is your email. And if you've got a work email address, because it'll probably come up in the chat, and it's open to the public then, isn't it? And what I can do is send you a link through this, which I use is Ecamm Live. But you won't need Ecamm Live. It will just come through. And in the link in the email, when you click on it, it uses a browser to open up. And then basically you'll come in on here and you can still see all the chat and everything like that. Because Matt's been the only guest on my show so far from Your Cleaner Windows. So, and it worked all right. But like I say, you just need some earphones and a good Wi-Fi, I think. And we just kind of tweak it from there. What could go wrong? So, yeah, what could we go through? Well, I was trying to look up stuff. And I was hoping to use ChatGPT. But for some reason, I don't know how to log into it through this software. And I can't show it through another browser window, because I'd done questions on there and it's coming up with different price lists or suggestions for me. And basically, it's putting up £1 a metre for me gutter clearing. And the windows saying that, like Jordan was saying, felt like £1.30 a window might be a bit too much. It's actually saying I'm under and should be charging a bit more. But it is a bit open to debate, isn't it, all this AI and ChatGPT? Because it gets its information all open source and stuff like that. And obviously you've got to tweak it more to the area you're at. But let's see if I can type some stuff in here. I'll just put in my postcode. Check it's working. Yep, we're off. So that's where I live. And this is the bank. I did say bank. And then basically it goes in. This is my village of Parson Drove. And here's the main road. So what I'm going to do is just randomly, if I can. Oh, no. What's going on? Sorry, just apologies for that. Lock that. Will I? Oh, here we go. No. Oh, I told you what could go wrong. Okay. It's moving the screen on the telly, which you lot can't see, and it's doing my head in. So I might have to just do small movements. You can tell I haven't rehearsed this. This ain't going to work too good, is it? Right, let's see. There we go. Okay, here's a start anyway. I don't know if this is going to be any good, so I just got to readjust some of the windows here that I've been moving around. Right, we'll just go for this house here, I suppose, with the white car. So you can see in front of the white car, you've got 2 windows to the left. There's another 2 and a door. And this is just on the front. Then there's another 2 windows, for example. So the way I tend to work is just, can I make this any better if I turn stuff? Will it let me do it? Yeah, there we go. What I do is just basically charge £1.30p a window, any size window. And then if there's some big windows on there, I'll decide whether I should add any extra on. So going off the front, I've got 1, 2 above, like I said, by the white car. Then you've got the small one near the front door and above it and the door itself. So that's 3, 4, 5. And then to the left, I don't know if you can see my cursor on the screen. There's that window top left with 3 panes. So that's 6. And then the one below it is 7, bordering on 8. So it's probably 1.5 windows there. And then because I've got the small window at the front, I'd probably round that down. Well, I know you're supposed to round it up, but obviously it depends how many windows around the back and the sizes of them. If there's more bigger windows around the back, I'd be more inclined to add an extra window onto the whole lot. So going off the front, I'll just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that would be 7. So that'd be 7. It'd be £9.10p, and I round it up to the nearest pound. So I'll be almost, it'd be £10 for just the front, basically. There's nothing on the side. Because the way the Google Earth is, I can't actually go down that street there to see the windows on the back. I don't know if anyone else, just quoting the front of there, would have come up with £10 or more. Just wonder what you guys doing, really. And like I said, if there's a windows really big, basically you see the top left-hand window with 3 panes. That's my limit, basically in my head, of 1 window for £1.30. And if I could fit, say, 2 of them into a big window, then I'd charge 2 windows, if that makes sense. If it's just a little bit over, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. If it's more bigger than that, I would then lean in towards charging 2. That's why the one below it, I would count that still as 1, maybe on the verge of 2, but because there's some small windows on the front of the house, I'd give them the benefit of doubt and count that bottom left window as 1 rather than 2. If the majority of the windows are around that size, then I'd have added 1 on. I don't know if that makes sense. So Gerard's saying you would charge £13 with the way you quote for that one, seeing I'm 10. So that shows I'm under, which is what everyone's saying. Ched's saying just for the windows in the front, £13. So he's going along the lines of what Jared said, but he's also saying there's a minimum price of 15. Obviously, I know everyone would quote the windows around the back, but we can't see what the windows are at the back, if that makes sense. You all right, Nelly, mate? James saying you're in Warwickshire, so you would be £18 8 weekly for the whole house, providing it doesn't have a canopy extension, or conservatories and all that sort of stuff. And you're saying you need to use a proper structure. I think everyone's structures are different, mate. It's just, that's mine. And I suppose what I need to do is manipulate it. So I'm obviously better off because I'm obviously way under. Better late than never. No worries, Nelly, mate. Paul's saying you got £10, but priced it differently per window. So you and me about the same. So I'd have been 10. But it's fun, isn't it? Different ways we come to the same conclusion. But obviously others are higher as well, which is what I need to be. Matt's saying as well, he'd be about £12 to £13 for the front if it's monthly. But if it's every 8 weeks bi-monthly, then it goes up to £15, £16. Basically, you divided the price in 2 for the full house. So do you mean you'd like charge for front and charge for back? Or do you give them the 2 options between 4 and 8? Jordan's saying you would have done it for 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's better than your pound a window, mate, isn't it? So it's like a pound a window plus 2. Is that what you're doing? Because when I first started, I was a pound a window because I didn't know how long things were going to take. And then new window cleaners can do things quick. So I've got to speed up basically. But then I worked out it's definitely not enough. And then I went £1 a window plus £2. It's only because there's a customer of mine, bless her, Shirley's not with us anymore. She had 10 windows and she told me off after a while and said, look, I paid them prices in the 80s. She said, I'll give you 13. So that's how I come to £1.30 a window, because I thought 10 windows, she's prepared to give me 13. That'd work out £1.30 a window. So that's basically what got me to bump things up. Christopher's saying you're £12 down south. Mills saying 12, 14 and 20 for the front, 4 weekly, 8 weekly. So yeah, 4 weekly 12, 8 weekly's 14, and the first clean £20. Or was that first clean 16 points on my calculator on Facebook? Yeah, we've got to remember the old first cleans. James saying, I just tend to look at the house, go off your gut basically, to be fair to you and the customer. To get like that, you need the experience, don't you? So you know roughly by looking at something how long it takes. And obviously you clean other houses, so you kind of know what you can go for. But it's hard when you're starting out because you don't have that sort of benefit. So that's why I started to price per window, but I've kind of just stuck with that because that's just me. Cole saying minimum charge of £10 on 5 weekly in Sheffield. Not heard 5 weekly before, but yeah, it's interesting. I suppose as well, isn't it? Because if you lose time, you're going to be probably 6 weekly when the weather's bad. And that's probably a sweet spot for a lot of people. Robbie in Ipswich, that'd be 25 4 weekly. Nice result against Aston Villa for us anyway, innit? Town fan, I was born there, mate. I used to live in Felixstowe. And they joined up and went all over. So Ipswich, wow, 25 4 weekly, £27 if every 8 weeks. So it's an extra £3. Is that if you're just going off the front? Because obviously we don't really know what's at the back of the house. We'll try and pick some other ones out, mate. Oh, sorry, Matt's saying it would have been 24 if it was the whole house. Yeah, because your structure, isn't it? On people can look on Matt's website for his ideas of how he prices things. He's sort of doesn't do it per window. He does it like on 3-bedroom houses, 4-bedroom houses, that sort of thing. So basically the customer can go in and already know what the price will be. So Matt doesn't have to go around doing the quotes, whereas because I do it by window, I like to turn up and quote in person. So a few people do it that way as well. And also, you know, some houses, 4-bedroom houses will be different sizes to other 4-bedroom houses. You kind of, you've got a sweet spot. So, you know, you're going to win some, lose some, but it evens out in the end. It's just easier, isn't it? I suppose your customer knows what they're getting into, sign up and do it, and you're not having to spend time quoting. Paul's saying I'd be looking at £18 per month. Or £20 per month and 25. Okay, if it's the whole house, because we're just assuming obviously what's at the back. Whole house probably £15 to £17. Mark as well. You're 5 or 10 weekly. So have you gone 5 or 10 weekly for those that do it? Because with the bad weather, you're then probably going to be perhaps 6 to 11 or 12 weeks, and not going over that. Because if you're every 6 and 12 weeks, same with bad weather, you start pushing over that. Like me being 4 and 8 weekly, sometimes the 8 weekers end up being 10 because of the bad weather you've had over a 2-month period, that sort of thing. And like when your vans go wrong. Nelly saying monthly £10 front only, bi-monthly every 13 in Rotherham. So yeah, because it's going to be different areas slightly, will come up different, won't they? If asking just to clean the front, minimum price 15. 4 weekly, 18 for 8 weekly. Got you. The whole house is a fixed price on the website. So you work similar to what Matt does. So your customer knows what they're paying and you don't have to go out and quote. So it saves you time that way. It's another way of sifting people out as well, isn't it? I suppose. Because your customers come into you and they want you to clean the windows, they know the price. It's a bit like, do you watch some of the eating channels like Gary Eats? And when he goes out to these expensive restaurants and he's going in there, that's what he says. Before you walk in the door, you can see the menu and the prices, so you know what you're paying. So you're happy to go in and pay for it. So you can't judge it on price, i.e. judge it on the quality, because you know what you're going to be paying. So it's similar there, isn't it, I suppose? So I'm just, coming up with comments. Right, I'll just go and try and see if there's somewhere else. Let's see what goes wrong on here. So I'm just being a bit gingerly on these controls so it doesn't start going all over the place. I think I can click on the guy and just drop him somewhere. This is my village, so where's... I'm trying to think where there's some really funny shaped houses with funny windows. It's not going to work. So I have got gremlins. Right, a clean lot of houses round here in John Ben's Way. Trying to go somewhere different. Got a lot of good customers down here, actually. I can just click on the blue line. Cheers, Matt. I was trying that, but nothing was working. It's weird how Ecan works. I'm doing it through what's called a widget, so it's like a browser within the program. If anyone's got any postcodes, just shout away and we'll just do that and then walk me onto something with some weird windows. See what we can get down here. It's going to take forever, isn't it? I keep getting these screens moving around. It's blooming weird, this. Didn't think it was going there. I didn't have time to have a play around. All the stuff that's going on. All right, let's come out of here. RL5. So I just seen Matt's comment. RL5 3EP. It's not recognising it. Try again. RL5. Definitely, I know I've got glasses on. 3EP. Oh, PL5, sorry. It's correcting itself now. PL5 3EP. Gotcha. Do I live in an aquarium? Right, I'm trying to click on the blue line. Right, I've got some form of overlay or something in the middle. That's why it's not letting me click. So I'm having to click in different areas. Jesus, screens. still doing it. Bloody hell. Okay. Let's stop at a house. See what's around here. We go back this way. Someone cutting a hedge. Right, we go for the house to the right-hand side of the guy cutting the hedge. So that's 2 at the front, including the door. It's 3 at the bottom. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So for me, it's £6.50. So for the front, I'd round it up to £7, and then whatever the back is, that's basically me. Lay off the cider. I haven't even opened the tins yet. Yeah, and it does look sunny in Plymouth, doesn't it? Exactly the same round the back. So 1, 2, 3, so 5 at the front, 5 at the back, 10 windows. So on my price, and I would say £13 at the moment. Obviously, I'm going to put my prices up in April. I'm going through all my customers there and trying to see what I'm bumping them up. But the things you've probably got to take into account here is it being a terraced house, isn't it? It's like, how do you get round the back? And then there are things you'd probably add on top of that price as well. And like you guys doing 4 and 8 weeklies as well. So I'm not sure if there's an alleyway to get around the back, or I suspect it'd be to the left of the house. So there's a guy doing that. So I expect you'd have to park somewhere here, wouldn't you? Oh, don't even know how you get around the back of that. You might find then on here, I take it, let's just go up, that you probably have to park, clean the front, and then park round to get to the rear. Obviously, I've lost the plot where we were on the house. Was it this one here? Is that the guy cutting the edge there? And is this one? Good, that'd be a difficult one, wouldn't it? How do you get to the back of that one? So if that was the back of the property, you got these 3 at the front as the middle one. Must be for a neighbour, and then you have to go in for a neighbour's fence or something. Oh, sorry, I just seen your comment, Matt, saying these don't have access to the back. Yeah, so that could be a hard one there, isn't it? Because that's one where you're straight away thinking if the customer wants front and back doing, they're basically got to be in. So you can go through their house, as bizarre as that seems, to get to the back. And then rather than trailing the hose through the house, because the doors have to be open and you've got cats, dogs, kids running out, or if it's peeing down with rain, that's when the gardener's backpack, so you can just lift it through, would come in handy. But you also might be one of the ones where you'd politely decline that one and say you haven't got enough room on your rounds because of the hassle going around the back. And plus, you're going to, whatever your price is, have to put a bit more on that, I suppose, for the time taken for that as well. So, yeah, it's a bit of a funny one, isn't there? There are always funny houses around there. Not in Plymouth, I mean, anywhere. So I'm just going to go to some of these comments. Okay, we've got to where we were. So Christopher saying access to the rear may mean moving the van. Yeah, which was saying. Ched saying 17 for that particular house, say front and back. I forgot what I said. I was 13, didn't I? But obviously that's without taking account. You've got to go through. James is saying probably 16, 17. You've got to drag the hose around the back, yeah, or it's going to be a gardener's backpack through the house, and that means you need the customer to be in. Front, you're saying your minimum is £8. Nelly's saying 12 monthly, 16 if it was every 8. I'm well under, aren't I? Robbie's saying 15 to 17. Obviously, these are based in your areas as well. And Ched's saying if you have to move the van, then he puts an extra £3 on. So the price would have been bumped up from 17 to 20. 4 weekly, those don't have access to the back. Here we got that one. Minimum price is £12.50 for the front only of that one. It's quite interesting. I know a lot of people have minimum prices, but some have a minimum for fronts only as well. Or some say the minimum price is whether it's front, back and side. That's it, even if it's one window. £16 due to access. If it was easy, you would have said 13. That's similar to me. I'm doing something right. Paul saying, depending on access, probably 16 for the whole house monthly. If it's front only, you'd say £10. So it's like your minimum charge, I suppose. Do people target a certain amount per hour? I do have a lot of compact new builds. I'm cheap, but pull up and clean like 5 or 6 in an hour, and comfortably 3 or 4. So like you're saying, because you're cheap, but if you've got them all lined up, you can earn a lot in that hour, if that makes sense. Whereas if you priced a bit high, they'd be spread out. Oh, Mark's saying you refuse to go through the property. It's like you say, someone has to be in there. And if it's horrible weather, your feet are all wet and you're dragging it in through someone's house. It's difficult, isn't it? Don't go through the house. I used to. I try not to now. I don't mind going through someone's garage if they leave it open and I can go in and then go out, say, the door, the back of the garage. I'm fine with that. Yeah, don't go through houses. Nelly saying £10 for the hunt, don't go through houses. James saying I'd probably politely decline if no access. Jared's just saying, sorry, if we can't get access, we don't quote. If they wanted front only, that's fine. But you don't give dates and times. Too many jobs for that. Yeah, because things hold you up. So you can't always promise a time. I know when customers ask me for a time, I just tell them the only time I give is first clean of the day, because the rest I can't guarantee the time I'll be there. Mill's saying I'll charge $650 for yours, Matt. 7 hours drive. Let me know if you want to fit it in. That's a good one. Yeah, and you're saying as well, Matt, you wouldn't take it in due to access. Sorry, James. Yeah, it is, Matt. And that wasn't my house. Mine's further down the road. Jordan saying you'd have been £7 front, £14 for the full house. And Joe was just saying, yeah, I got asked to clean 2 windows last week, quoted them in £12.50. And we got for £30 an hour at the moment. That's your hourly rates, is what you aim for. You have to have a minimum charge, which is something my wife has been telling me for ages. And I know a couple of people got in contact with me who reached out and had a chat. John, you know who you are. I won't say the company and that. Same with Ben. And like John was pointing out, you need to work out what your minimum price is. So basically, you need to sit down, go through all your outgoings, work out on average what you get in a day, or you can earn comfortably, I'd say, or how many cleans. And then from that, you're working out, say if it is 20 cleans, then you divide the price by 20. So you work out what your minimum price needs to be basically per house. If you're doing 20 cleans a day, for example, to get what you need, and that's your minimum price. But also factored in that is what it covers. So you've got to see if with your minimum price cover all your outgoings and putting money away for a new van or whatever else you want to factor into it, including how many cleans you can fit in a day. And if your minimum price is too low, obviously you then need to push it up. And by having a minimum price, anyone that's below that, you're basically turning away that work, aren't you? So you're handpicking the work you need. So you're targeting your customers so it suits you and your business model, if you want to call it that. So you're earning enough without putting yourself under too much stress. because no one cares if you go under at the end of the day, do they? Sorry, Matt's saying, do you want some? Yeah, could do that, Matt. That'd be cool. And yeah, so that's why you want a minimum price, really. So you start targeting your customers' profile or whatever you want to get the ones you want. And then you also give them a choice rather than saying no, saying, sorry, I've got a minimum charge. So if it's 3 windows and they're happy still to pay your minimum charge because they're desperate, they'll pay it. So I just seen £30 an hour, you've timed all your houses. It's like when you go on Dr. Google and all that, it's saying like between 20 and £40 an hour on average, I think window cleaners earn. And I was always told when I started, you want to be £30 an hour, and I was way under that to start with. Maybe prices should be based on what you can charge, i.e. how much would 80% of the potential customers pay? Yeah, so what he's saying is pushing your prices up. Like if 80% of your quotes are accepted, you're charging probably the right amount. And obviously if it's less than 80%, you need to lower it. And if it's over 80%, maybe you need to push your prices up. There's different ways of gauging things, isn't there? Everyone's different. Gerald's saying I won't do more than 3 separate properties per hour. So if it's 3 flats, hourly divided by 3, I generally keep ours around minimum wage rate. Yeah, it's good. Everyone's got different systems, if you get what I mean. Different ways of looking at it. Right, so I've just seen it. Okay, Matt. Here we go. Let me put it in. So PL7 4RL. Is there anywhere particularly you want me to go, Matt? Well, this is doing its own thing. You could use the school as a reference. So Nelly's saying set prices, house type, number of bedrooms, then add on if there's a conservatory or extension, saves time when quoting, no need to visit. Mainly do newish estates where all the houses are basically the same as each other. Because I live rural, I've got a 3-bedroom house, but they could all be so different to each other, all the 3-bedroom houses. Because some of them are old farmhouses and they've been extended on through the years. So I like to go face to face so the customer gets to weigh me up and I get to weigh them up. But it's mainly so they get to see me. Or my wife does that because I'm working. So I've got that luxury. She can go out doing the quoting while I'm working so it doesn't get in the way. And she knows whether we can take on people or not on certain days and rounds. That's what. Sorry, I've got PL7 4RL. Anywhere by your cursor, I'm doing on large Connie. I think my cursor keeps moving. Right, large conservatory. Sorry, Ched's just saying the other thing with an hourly rate is that includes your driving time between jobs. Try to stay above £40 an hour from driving off and driving back on at home. Yeah, so that's a good point with the travelling. Because you get some parts of your day, or I do, where it seems to go slow, and then all of a sudden in the afternoon, so you think you start flying through the work because it's all close to each other. So I just know some days start slow and it's not to worry about. Back down to the bottom of the screen. Shall I go here, Matt, where there's the white car? Looks like a big white conservatory roof there. Yeah, I think it was that house there. Oh, the red marker. Oh, I've probably lost it now. James come up with a question just asking, how do people charge for small lantern lights or roof lights that are on extensions? I know when people ask me, sometimes I get asked, like, just do the security cameras, because every once in a while I just go over it because it takes seconds and keeps them happy. And I get it if the spiders are out. I suppose I'd probably do the same for these. Right, a little fraction. Is it this one here, Matt, where, sorry, I've got the extension in the window now? Right, smashing. What I'll do is I'll go around to the front of the house first. Got one window on the side. If I pick the right button. Okay, so I get asked to clean garage doors. So for a garage door that size, I just clean it for £2. That's if they ask, but that's separate. That goes on top of everything. So we've got one window on the side. 1, 2, 3, plus the door, 4 at the front. So that's 5. We've got a small one on the side, so I'd call that 6. Sorry, the windows move. Bit weird this. Right, 6. So I'd have gone 7, 8, 9 windows. And because they're above the conservatory, I'd be kind of pushing for 10 windows. So that's £13 for the windows. And then what I'd charge for a conservatory, so probably looking at £6. So that'd be about £19 in total. And then you're probably thinking, do I push it to 19? And the access, obviously, you got the front, got the wall, but how do I get round to the back? So that's 2 houses backing onto each other there. I'm guessing there's a gate on the side of the house. Yeah, so to the left-hand side of the door, I'm guessing that's the gate to get around the back. So if there's no customer's car there, you're probably looking at parking on the drive. And then if not, I'll be parking probably in front of the neighbour's house here somewhere. So I'm not blocking in all the neighbours in their drives, and then just run my hose down the front of the house and down around the side. That's probably the way I'd do it. So looking about £19, £20, if it's including the conservatory, that is. So I just get back to the comments. Yeah, got there in the end, Matt, sorry. So I'm just going back to some of the comments. Yeah, I'll have a look on there for you, Jordan, next if you want, mate, and see what everyone else says, because I'm probably the same as you, to be honest. Nellie's just saying, when you're employing, you find £40 an hour as a break-even point when you're taking in all your expenses, what you've got to cover. I know when it was me, Matthew and Sophie, we were trying to hit £60 an hour. Sometimes we'd be over it, sometimes we'd be under it. It's just the way the days are, or the round goes, like I said, in the mornings, you might fly really fast. In the afternoon, it just sort of slows down a bit. But that's with 3 of us, by the way. And I think really it needed to be a lot more than that because we're not paying ourselves superstar wages. Chris was saying garage doors, you do £5. Wow. See, I must be well off. So Robbie's just saying 29 4 weekly, 31 for 8 for that. Would that be including the conservatory, mate? Ched's saying 26 including the garage door. Yeah, just saying sorry, but I got there in the end, Matt, with the gate. Christopher's saying £15 for the windows, £20 windows and conservatory, and £35 if it's 6 weekly. So Nelly's saying 17 for a monthly, 21 bi-monthly. Was that including the conservatory windows or without, Nelly, mate? They always move the car for you and offer you a cup of coffee. Hey, they're good customers, mate. To be honest, it wouldn't be hard to put your hose over a wall, would it? But you'd worry about being a trip hazard for people using the path. So I'd probably try and park on the drive or, like I said, in front of the neighbour's house, so I'm not blocking anyone in. Because you're a bit wary when it's school run time because mums are going and to and fro a lot and panics and that. So I always try and think where to park so I'm not in anyone's way. And if the drive's empty, sod's law, I'll park on it and then some mum will turn up when I'm in the way. Andrew's saying £24 including garage, 4 weekly. Martin's saying £15, 15 minutes work. Water flow on 85 with 4 jets. Nice scrub and rinse, but I'd be aiming to have most of the houses there. Yeah, so you're getting it compact, not much driving. Matt saying you're at 25, what will be going up in April. That's good, mate. See, I'm way low. I'd have gone 20. You know what I mean? I'm way off, ain't I? Paul saying with the conservatory, 25 monthly, 30 bi-monthly. Was that with the conservatory, I think, so I'm trying to keep up. You're saying you'd be £40 including the conservatory. Wow. Because I often do feel conservatories take more time than what I'm charging. I've had that conversation on here before. Oh, okay, they moved the car. The conservatory is massive and it takes time. Yeah, I haven't completely seen the size of it. That's why I always like to do these things in person. Yeah, I think that myself, mate, honestly. I've been charging £5 for conservatory, but we're pushing them up to £6. If they're massive, obviously I charge a bit more. Like there's some I charge £8 for. And also, I guess on that conservatory, Matt, it's glass top to bottom as well. The frames and glass. It's not one of them ones where it's like windows and then the bottom half is all white cladding or with the decorative stuff, because then that takes longer to clean as well. Sorry, who did I get up to? Yeah, for the conservatory, they can, can't they? Block the path with the van, so I have to walk around, stops them falling over your hose. And sorry, Paul saying, yeah, £6 for conservatories I charge, mate. If they're big, I charge a little bit more. Like I say, the biggest one does 8. Everything around where I am is so weird. I'll have to try and get some stuff to show you. Matt saying he'll canvass the road tomorrow. Charge Connie by the panel, even if it's 50p a pane. Doors is better than, and doors, yeah, is better than 5. I've even tried that method, but honestly, the variety of conservatories around here, even the panes of glasses, some of them are big and some of them are small. That's why I just went with a certain price, because I noticed when I was looking around that some window cleaners had on their websites like £5 for a conservatory. So that's why I did that. Oh, brick at the bottom. Okay, so yeah, that's because me and the kids, we were saying, like, if you're doing the conservatory windows, and get rid of this. If you're doing conservatory windows and it's glass top to bottom, should have a price for that. And then if it was glass on top of like a brick wall, you should have a lower price for that. And then if it was glass, but with, instead of the lower part being a brick wall, it's that white cladding or with decorative bits on it, then charge more because there's a lot more scrubbing, because you get bits of green and algae in certain places which require a bit more work. That's what we've thought of as well. So Paul's saying one thing that hasn't been mentioned is first clean prices, because that house, yes, so it's a maintenance clean we're talking about. So I'm just looking at some of the comments. Jared's saying, yeah, he charges per panel, more glass, more cost. So I might as well go over the first cleans then, really, isn't it? Because I know with me, because I quote in person, if it looks like it's clean, I don't charge for a first clean. But if it looks really dirty, we charge a little bit more. Not a lot. I'm talking like a £5 at most. If it's a really big house, £10 extra, that's at the top most. If it's really halving. But if it looks like they've had a window cleaner and he's not come round for a couple of months, then I just charge it as a normal maintenance clean. And when I first started, I was really scared to charge first clean prices because I didn't want to scare the customers off. I just thought I'd take it on the chin. And then I said to my wife, what'll happen is when we get stung and people, you turn up, because I can see why, you do a first clean and then they drop you. So basically I got a one off. I said, if that happens, then I'll start charging first clean prices. Luckily I didn't get hit with that. But as we've gone on, I just said to my wife, when you go around and quote, if they're really filthy and it's going to take longer, then just charge a little bit more for first clean and explain it to the customer. That's what we do. But I know a lot of you don't know, sometimes you charge 20% more or something like that. Some people do double. Work out how much you would charge, then double it. Yeah, for the I must have read that as you said it. For the first cleans. Nelly's saying don't charge first clean prices, but we only accept go cardless. Yeah. So you kind of like take the hit, but you know you're getting solid monthly work, and because they're going on go cardless, like you're saying, they're prepared to be regular. So you're not getting people that say they're going to be, and then it's a one-off clean basically, and you've done all that work for a knockdown price. Paul's saying to Matt, I was looking to see where he missed, but he missed a bit. Sorry, going back to Jordan. GD, where's your postcode, mate? Right, let's see. Sorry, Jordan. CM1 6DT. Been out a while, so I don't do the phonetic alphabet anymore. Right, Jordan, is there anywhere you want me to go in particular here and buy a karate beauty park school? Oh, no, I've just read that wrong. But I'll zoom out a bit, mate. Hopefully you can direct me a bit more. I take it's more... Oh, nursery. Is it in this built-up area, mate, Jordan, where you want us to go? Gerald's just saying you've very seldom charged first clean prices, however you have done in the past. What sort of like made you go back on it a bit? It's like I said, I haven't, because I've always scared to scare off the customers, and when it was I was building up, but I did say if it gets stung, I'll start charging them in. I've just took the hit. You all right, Nick? Set yourself a minimum charge, stop selling yourself short. Everyone keeps telling me that, yeah, and get the internal gutter vac going. Definitely look into that, mate, for other stuff. Sorry, Jordan's saying Jester's nursery. Right. So is that where I started from? Okay, yeah, it's saying, yeah, new build, so the map might not be updated. Mills Cleans is saying you always charge for first clean prices, even if they're clean, because you've got a set standard, so you want to get it to how you want it, so the customer then knows after that it's maintenance clean, so the maintenance clean's easier, which I get as well. So I just wanted the red lines. Okay. I don't know if it'll let me drop someone in. Oh, yeah, it will do. Oh, okay. Whereabouts do you want us to go from here, Jordan, mate? Right, okay, hang on. Am I on there? Right. Is this, oh, this is interesting with these sort of like buildings. Whereabouts do you want us to go, Jordan, from here, mate? To the left or to the right? Or do you want me to turn round? I think that's what I was doing when I saw your comment behind me. So, oh, okay, yeah, I got you. So I take it's right, okay. Is the actual nursery, buddy? Would this part be part of the nursery as well, mate? The red bricked building? Right, okay. It's basically this bit here. So the red brick building there, doors. Don't think they've got windows. Will they be like fire exits on the left? So 1, 2, 3. Yeah. 4. I'd count that main door as 2 windows. So 6, 7, 8, 9 so far, sorry. I've lost count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, Right, that window. I think there's another 2 there. So that's 11 windows I've seen at the front. Probably call that one in the middle. Ooh. £3 rather than say 2 windows. I'd call it 3. So what have I got to? I've lost count. Just going off the front, this side here, what we can see basically. Is that 12? Gonna have to get a calculator out. So I'd have been looking at £19 with what I've seen there. I'd probably push it to 20 max. But I haven't seen what's around the back, mate. Obviously, there's more glass, I guess. Can you drop it there? All right, okay. So I'll just go to the comments for you, Jordan. Like battleships. Nelly's saying all depends on the payment terms. Okay, with schools, you do schools and commercial work, and sometimes you have to wait. Yeah, I know from speaking to some people who do commercial work, what they've said is you charge more because you're waiting 90 days to get paid, and in them 90 days as well, that could be 3 monthly cleans. A company could go bust, and you're only going to get £1 back for every pound they owe you. So that's also another reason why you charge more. And the commercial works, that side, are probably looking for a company that charges tax because they can claim the tax back as well. Not that I do any commercial jobs with a contract. Like I do some commercial jobs, but more like industrial estates and that. And they pay monthly, so it's not what I would class as commercial because I'm not on a big contract. I don't remember that. Ted's saying you find new builds easy. It's the 1930s semis with extensions or connies that gets complex. Yeah, old buildings. Okay, Christopher's saying, Jordan, £35 for the front. See, I'm way under. James is saying he agrees with you, Ched. Jordan's saying you charge 57 huge windows all the way around. Okay, so look bigger than what they are. See, well, hey, good on you, mate. Andrew's saying 100. James is just asking you, Jordan, how long does it take you, basically? So I just catch up on the comments. Jared's saying very roughly from what I can see, 11 medium windows, 2 large doors. So you're saying 32. So you're going off your hourly rate, it's £30, then work out how long to come up with a price. Says Jordan, sorry, is taking an hour and a half first clean. Obviously, second clean is going to be so if it's £30 for an hour. Yeah, doing mostly residential. There you go. Get it to slightly under an hour and it'd be £60 an hour on that job. While you're working, that is. Has that been helpful, Jordan, to you, mate? Well, it's not, you can obviously see I sell myself short. Right, I'll try and take you for a little tour. So that's my village. And I've got some weird cleans here in Murrow. Because the houses just vary so differently. So let's get that in the middle and I'll just zoom in for you. Don't know if you see that. No. Right, I clean this house and the two either side next door, and there's another two further down to the right that I clean as well, and they're all different shape, size houses. And we charge. Let's have a look on my phone. I'm sure it's £50 or £52 for this one. Can't show you around the back. But round the back, I don't know if you can see on the right hand side where it's all grey, the bottom two windows, the majority of the windows are like that round the back, and there's quite a few of them. There is like double patio doors, but think twice, two of them. There's a balcony. There's 3 garage doors. There's some skylights on a separate building with a couple of windows on it as well. 2 windows and a door. And I have to buzz to get in. They let me in through the gates. Where I park the van is just in the corner here. So the back of the van is facing towards the house. That way we can clean the front. I can run my hose down to get round to the back and clean the back of the property. We've also got 1 skylight on the front. There's 1 garage and there's another 2 garage doors. So I'm just trying to find, going on squeegee. Trying to find them. I know it begins with R. But I have to search. Yeah, we charge £50 for that house. And it's going to go up £2 on my price. Price is going up in April. And it takes me and Matthew, oh God. I'm sure it takes us around 50 minutes. Sometimes we can do it a bit quicker and sometimes it's a bit longer than that. So I just seen the comment. Yeah, but it's worth it though, isn't it, mate? Just got a bit of a drive, bit of a rest, knowing you're going to earn that sort of money and then drive away. You're happy, aren't you? It's what's in the bank at the end of the day that counts, mate. Matt's saying pick up some new builds to make the journey worth it. So, yeah, tap on some of the houses around that area. We could have a look at them, see if they're easy. Jordan saying it's every 4 weeks, but they've contacted me with another 2 nurseries that happen to be closer to you. So it's a winner there, isn't it, mate? That's what I mean about this. You go to a quote and you might end up coming out with 2 other quotes because family members and things like that, or like in this case, happy what you're doing and you've got another 2 jobs and it works out closer to home. But you wouldn't know that if you hadn't took that one on to start with. You know what I mean? James saying, Jordan, I've underpriced myself massively in the past. It's taken 5 years for me to get a bit braver and quoting 8, and obviously still underquoting myself. So sorry, still talking about your job, Jordan. £57 for the job, an hour plus 40 minutes travelling. So they're trying to say is it works out £25 an hour. Still not too bad when you think what they have. You know what I mean? Saying some go between £20 and £40, but it is something to factor in, isn't it? On this house, Ched, you're saying £48 for the front. Oh, or you're talking about the one Jordan was on about. Yeah. Okay, yeah, for that one. 12 windows, 20. So you're £2 a window. Matt's saying where your price list is very good because I need to know how many bedrooms to get your starting price. But you'd probably go to quote this one. Oh, sorry, got that one. I'll tell you, is that just the front shed, what you can see? I can't remember exactly how many windows. We've converted it all into windows. What we said, there's 38 windows we've said in total. Yeah, that's what got my notes. I've got it. Sorry, mate. Just seen it. I think we was a bit cheaper than that to start with, but I think when we realised we needed to put our prices up, we sort of tried to be fair, so put it up there. So I'd have probably still feel a bit rubbish asking for that sort of price myself. Luckily, the people who cleaned it before moved out. These moved in, so when we come round, we knew to bump it up from what we had it, if that makes sense. So we're lucky there. Yeah, the rear is similar to the front, mate. There's a lot more windows. They're small and easy to clean, and there's one big, like, it's almost like a bifold door, and then there's one on a balcony. They are, James, mate. I'm in the same boat as you. I've had that a few times myself. We're sort of putting our minimum price. It's still low, £13, because I've got some very small houses with elderly people in there, and I don't like it when the minimum price is above what I should be charging them. So I'm not going to change them, but I would other people. You know what I mean? And these people like a chat, and they come out and they pay you straight away as well. So look after them. If you don't ask, don't get. This is the house next door. I don't clean this one anymore, but I used to. This was quite easy and fast to clean, bizarrely. But I think what it is because you've got these windows, they're very close to each other. You know what I mean? You can just shuffle along. Oh, it's not letting me go down that way. Now, if I go further along the road, it'll just show you the different array of houses there are around here. Just bear with me creeping along. So, I mean, then I've got houses like this. Yeah, you're right, Jordan. We've got soft spots. Yeah, I'm going to clean this one here with the white van. It's got an old gate, so it's a bit tricky to get around the back, and there's a conservatory on the back of that one, but I can park on the drive. This is house clean as well. 3 dormer windows, got 2 large windows. There's a door there, and then on the side there's 2 windows, or should be. If memory serves me right. Yeah, you've got these 2 round the back. There's a window plus a conservatory, and then you've got another 3 dormers on the back as well. I'm sure we charge £20. And then there's 1 window on the side here. However, they've got dogs, big kennels down in that bit, and then on the left here, there's now a gate built across there, so it can be a bit tricky to get round sometimes because there's a lot of building work and that going on. But it's such an array of different houses. So there's a right mixture of houses, big houses, small houses, bungalows. I'll try and show you. Right, you'd charge £28 for that then, Ched. Sorry, just seen. See, I've got these big old houses like this, and then behind you, you've got new builds like that. It's just a right mixture. And it's just like a little lane. Then you've got travellers nearby as well. It's a right mixture. See, it's just mix and match of houses around here. So I'm just going up to some of these comments. Yeah, so you're trying out your prices, James, with for your newer customers, see how they go down. Which is like Ched said, if putting your pricing up, try it on a few. So test it, because if you lose a few, it's better than losing loads. And if the few try it on, don't blink an eye, then you know the other ones should probably be all right. So that's where fixed pricing don't work. Like, okay, Woodbridge and Felixstowe, yeah, because again, Felixstowe is an old seaside town, so you've got some old houses, you've got new houses, and the windows are massive on some of these old houses as well. Okay, and you're going to put them on go cardless, is what I need to do, but some of my customers refuse to go on it. I'm kind of in a mess at the moment, but it is what it is. Yeah, so I saw that, Chad, didn't I? Window washer, be surprised how many people like it. Go cardless, take it. Good question, Jordan. That's going to get a lot of people going. Small conservatory roofs, but pretty mossy. I know some people charge per panel, don't they? But it's a bit hard because you can get different shaped panels, different size panels, flat roofs, pitched roofs. And then I charge two different prices, one for glass, one for poly. And I'm probably way too cheap for cleaning. I'm going to have to open the cider, conservatory roofs. When I first started, I was charging maximum of £120. But I started to feel that was too much because I'm not too bad at cleaning them in terms of time. And some of the ones I was cleaning aren't really that dirty. So I bring the price down, but I've now got to the point where I think I underprice myself. So I'm probably for a polycarbonate roof, small one, charging about £40. And if it's glass, I'd charge 60. And then obviously I do what you probably do, Jordan, as well, all the pointy bits, the finials, all the white bits, as well as the glass or the poly panels, and then all the trims as well. Jerry's just saying you've got an array of houses, 100-year-old Victorian properties, which are huge. Oh, yeah, I'll try and show you some of the other ones I've got. You've probably seen them on me videos anyway. Yeah, Jordan, Matt's just saying £95 minimum for conservatory, but it's £10 per panel if it goes over the minimum. And I know, Matt, you, in one of your last videos, isn't it, you're saying how you're not doing conservatory roofs only for your regular customers because of the time they take. And it's hard when you, it's the other thing, Jordan, as well, it's hard, isn't it, when you've got to the point where you've got a really busy day, where do you fit these things in? And then sometimes when you need the money, they land on your feet and pay you straight away. So there's that to it as well. And you're probably like me, Jordan. It's hard to say no. I just say yes and do it. Saying minimum there, £50. Thing is, when it's hard, I just grit my teeth and get on with it, and I'm satisfied when I conquered it. So it gets under my skin, and I just dig in. You're saying you don't clean Connie roofs as well, neither. I know some window cleaners said to me, just bin them. You'll do it for a while, and then after a while, it's just easier to clean windows because you can clean windows faster and quicker and make more money than doing the big things like this. Yeah, so if you lose a big house, you have to either pick up another one for the same price or three smaller ones. £10 any size, any panel, between £5 and £10 a Connie panel. You're saying charge £8 for large ones, £4 for small, come to £70. So we're not too different. Yeah, no longer clean them unless it's for a regular customer and they want it done regularly. Yeah, because I have different price lists. You got like what I call your one-off cleans or annual clean, and then if it's someone who wants you to give it a whiz over to get the odd bit of moss that drops off the roof, obviously I charge a lot less for that because it's already kind of clean. But the thing is, when I start cleaning, I get really into it. £15 per panel with a minimum charge of 95. I take it to 95, so it sounds cheaper than 100. I only do for Connie Reese for customers, minimum charge is £50. Part of a bigger job. Yeah, so you're doing fascia softs and gutters and that. Just got to use your head sometimes, haven't you? Definitely need to up my price, but hey, mate, I'm in the same boat. And you can remember charging £15 for conservatory roofs when you started. You cringe looking back. Don't worry, James, I've been there as well. And then when you look at what you earned in an hour doing something like that, it's like horrendous, isn't it? What I will say, though, is when you underprice yourself, you know, the only way to claw it back is to be quick. So it does put you under a bit of pressure to roll your sleeves up, bite your lip, and just go for it. And it kind of forces you to learn little tricks that later on are going to pay you in dividend. And you can always adjust your prices as you go on. So you're going to learn to adjust your pricing, and you're also learning how to be quick, if you get what I mean. But as long as you're getting enough to make it through the month and next month and keep increasing, I suppose you're going to get there. But I definitely need to put my prices up. What was I going to show you? I think it's called Long Sutton. Nelly's just saying you hate doing Connie roofs. You always price high, so at least you're getting a good earning. Or I suppose as well, they're going to say no thanks and find someone else. The thing is as well, isn't it, if they accept the quote, you don't mind then, because like you say, you can take your time, do a really good job as well, and you're getting a good pay. Sorry, I'm trying to suss out whereabouts I am on here. Don't normally drive in that way. Right, have a look here. I think I'm going to be in the right spot. Have I gone too far down the road? Oh, I went far off. Look at these beasts. Right, you've probably seen it in some of my videos. There's 3 houses here. They're old Admiralty houses. So they're before the Victorians. Does that make them Edwardian? And that's the front. So if you're looking on the right-hand one, you've got dormer window on the top there, which none of them have asked me to clean. It's quite set far back from the roof as well. So I've got 3, 6, including the door. There's 9 windows, plus below them, you'll see there's another 2 windows at the bottom there. So that's 11 windows. There are none on the sides. And then round the back, I can't get the pictures round the back. There's some windows that are a lot smaller, and there's some that are just tall but a very weird shape. And I expect I'm probably way underpriced on them compared to what you lot charge as well. I can't remember if they're sash windows, mate. The ones on the left, they've renovated them themselves as well. The front door looks different. That's all renovated. And the ones on the right have done the same as well. I'm pretty sure they're metal and painted. So I use a flocked brush on these anyway to be careful of the paintwork. I do on all old buildings because I know it's costing the customer a lot of money to get all these painted, and the last thing in the one it's me getting the paint off, so I have to go and do it all again. So I'm just finding something out for you. Yeah, and I charge £27, unfortunately, to clean these houses front and back. I don't think there's a way of showing you pictures. So what have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm sure there's 6 windows around the back as well, but they are funny, strange shapes. So I'll just come back to some of the comments for you. Cheers, Andrew. Yeah, Ubix 2000. You're probably seen on Your Cleaner Windows, Matt's video. He used Ubix 2000 and said how good it was. I've got some in the garage. What I've gone and done as well is brought some Synergy Pro Clean. I've brought It's 20 litres, £65 with VAT and postage. And I've got that, so I'm going to use that in replace of a TFR. It's non-caustic. I've heard good things about it. Squeaky Clean Dave has used it on his channel. I've got a mate who does pressure washing. He said it's really good stuff, so I'm going to use that. Whilst we've been doing this chat, I've already decided which properties need to go up. It has out a lot of perspective. At least it's been good for some of us. So there's been a lot of knowledge and stuff passed on, and hopefully to give people confidence. I know I've got to do mine up. I've been working on it. They're going up. I think I'd be shocked, actually. Yeah, metal frames, I think I said, mate. Oh, Jordan, there's one day every 8 weeks where I'm cleaning all three of these one after the other. And yeah, it kills my arms. But I kind of like it. And that's why I put them at the end of the day as well. So they don't, I'm not ruined at the beginning of the day hanging out. And while I'm doing these, it was Matthew and Sophie are cleaning these ones here. So it's another quirky building. This building here, it's an old school, and there's 6 properties. There's more. You go around the back. I have to get the key and I walk through the gate here because I park at the back and then my hose. So basically, my van parked in one spot. We clean the whole lot, including them big buildings. While I'm cleaning the front, Matthew and Sophie, or Matthew now, will be cleaning all these smaller properties inside this old school. They're all nice, real nice customers in there. Have a good laugh with them. And then I'm cleaning these here, sometimes all 3, and sometimes it's just one on its own. It was last time. And then I've got access round to the back as well. But yeah, so I used my 35-foot pole on that one. It's quite funny because the window cleaner that's waved at me in there was telling me she wants her windows cleaning. So no wonder why I passed them on to me. So my arms take the brunt of it. I honestly don't mind cleaning them, Andrew, mate. It gets you a few looks. £45 at least for each. Yeah, definitely do, mate. Wow, £50 for just the front. Oh, if rear's the same, sorry. Yeah. Oh, that's a good price. Yeah. I don't know if there's someone else I can show you. Good question. I'm trying to think now. I can clean all M3, and with Matthew cleaning the school, and then he comes and helps me cleaning those 3 big ones there. We can do that in an hour, so it's not too bad actually, because we've got all those, and we can split up and do all them houses. And there's one house opposite that school that he goes across and does sometimes as well. He did this time round because some are 4 and some are 8. So it's because I've done it that many times. I obviously know I've got a system. I'll start at the very top ones at the front of them big houses. And if Matthew's helping me, normally I'll go around to do the back. By the time I come around the front, sometimes Matthew's helping me clean the front ones. When it's all 3, if it's like I cleaned one on its own, I did the whole thing on my own. And while I did that, Matthew had done the other ones, and that was less than an hour. But with all them 3 there, I do all 3 together in an hour, basically. And they're £27 each, if that makes sense. Yeah, I need to time the properties, work out, like you're saying, if you're going off the hourly rate, and then you factor in driving there as well. So it's 67p per minute. So if he's on the job for 30 minutes, it's 67p times 30 because it factors in your driving as well. And then obviously if doing house next door, it's just a win, innit? The thing is, I've found whenever I go to time myself, that's when the customers come out and want to chat to me. When I just want to time myself without them chatting to me. So I sometimes find it a bit of a pain. I did go for a stage where I was always timing it, and then I'll try and beat the time, and then I'll work out what the average is. But now I just turn up, clean it, mark it done, speak or whatever, and go. And fuel varies, doesn't it? I know this question is very hard to answer, but how many customers do you think need to make good living? Or how many customers you have to have? I've got, at the moment, active 578 customers. But as you can probably see, underpriced. And that's for me, my son, and also my wife, because she does the admin, so she's getting a bit of a wage as well. And I did have Sophie, but Sophie's gone her own way now. So I'm her wage better off, as long as me and Matthew do the work, which we are so far. And then you've got to think as well, you're always owed money at the end of the month as well. So I'm always owed around £500. So it's like a day and a half's worth of work, which ain't too bad, but it's a pain, isn't it? When you need it, you need it. And like Ched's saying as well, it depends how much you need to earn, because everyone's circumstances are different. What did I see on Google? If you go on like on Chat GPT, I think they're saying like if you did 18 cleans with a minimum price, say they're all priced at £15 each, it works out like £5,500 a month. So again, another good reason, I suppose, of having a minimum price and pricing the right houses. So don't take on the ones that are too big or the ones that are too small, basically. So Matt's saying he's got 270, but this is 3 days a week and leave space to do your bigger jobs that come in. And it also, that way, it gives you room. If we lose a couple of days with weather, you've got a couple of days a week to help catch up as well, haven't you? Whereas if I lose a day, I've just lost a day, I'm late. But my customers know all that. They know I'll come round. I'm just late because of the weather. Yeah, you need a wage and a profit, really, because things go wrong, don't they? I haven't got everyone on Go Cardless. I've got some people on Go Cardless. Some are on Stripe for the automatic payments. Some on pay through Stripe, but not automatically. And then I do have some on cash and bank transfers. And then I've got a couple that use me card reader from World Pay. Well done, Matt. That's good. I know I'm definitely underpriced, but if I go into reports, oh God, in Squeegee, you know, I do the one where it forecasts and you put in a date range. If I just go in financials now, basically 12 months from now is 83,250 is what we've done. But that's not me on my own. That's my son working with me all the time. And plus it was Sophie, but now it's just me and Matthew doing the majority of the work. And there's 1 month a day where my wife and my younger kids come out, and we got some jobs on that we do there, some big jobs. But you've got to think out of that. It's not just paying me, it's paying Matthew, it's paying my wife as well, and then the running costs of the business as well. So it's not as big as what it sounds, basically. So 50, 60 customers a week. Jordan saying he's saying about £100 and £200 a day. I think, isn't it A.E. McIntosh when in there, he's saying like the average tradesman, if you think of a plumber or electrician, they're probably more, is around, the average is about £200 a day thereafter. So he's saying if you get things right, you can actually earn similar to that or even more. Obviously, some of them earn a lot more than that. But he's saying they've had to do a lot of years working hard to get these qualifications, whereas we're cleaning windows or exterior cleaning, that sort of thing. So it's not too bad if you get things down. I suppose we've just got to look at your finances and get your confidence up to charge right. And yeah, James is just saying, work out what you need to earn a week or month, pace yourself, don't take a load of crap jobs for crap money or crap customers, slow and steady, and build up quality over quantity. Never got any space. Yeah, that's the pricing which myself and a couple others need to push them up, and some of you got it pretty sorted. Obviously, it averages from area to area as well, doesn't it? I know if I push them too high around here, people will say no. Just keep at it, Jordan. You just make your own way. The best way to learn is make mistakes in it. And that's true. Time off work, bills, the weather, don't get sick pay and all that stuff. Yeah, that's true. It's like your van, isn't it? It's like someone saying to me, factor in your prices. Like if you say plan to buy a new van in 5 years' time, you got to work out. It's not going to be dead accurate because we don't know what the prices are in 5 years' time. But if you know the price of installing new kit in a van, then you want to know how many cleans you're doing in them 5 years, for example, or customers, whatever. Basically, you know what to factor in your price or put your pricing in, add it in there. So each customer, you're taking a bit of that money off their invoice is going in a pot. And in 5 years' time, hopefully there's enough money there to pay outright a van so you don't owe on it. Things like that, which I haven't done. I obviously need to put my prices up to do that, that's for sure. But yeah, hopefully it's been useful for people. I suppose I better go soon because I didn't know it's been nearly 2 hours. And yeah, that didn't work too good. So I've just figured out using this in Ecamm's not the best. But if anyone's interested, I can ping you an email and you basically join in on here. And like I said, you just need some cheapy earphones or something just to put yourself in so we don't get the loop back when we're talking on here. And it can be your phone to use as a camera as long as you've got good Wi-Fi signal. I'll then be able to have guests on here. So there's me and one guest. I've got it set for 2, 3, even 4. I think I can have up to 8 people on here at any one time. So I could do that and we could all just chat away rather than me reading the comments. But obviously, only if you feel comfortable coming on here, we could plan this. Or I could try and do a closed group thing, work out how to do that so it's not completely live for the world to see. And that way we could have a chat amongst ourselves, maybe do that once a month or something. I'm not sure. Something like that. But yeah. Sorry. Cheers, Nelly, mate. You don't have to apologise to me. No one has to. Yeah, I hope it's all been good, Jordan. There's definitely stuff to think about in it. You can think about it while we're working and slowly gain confidence up. I'm glad it was useful, even though I think I've had a few disasters. Like I said, what could go wrong? But yeah. And thanks for everyone helping everyone, basically. It's what we're all here for, isn't it? And just remember, there's window cleaners out here that have done this job for 40, 50 years who have said what we're talking about. It's just always been the same in that time. And it's got them through that many years. So make it your own. Do what you need to do so you can get through working. That's about it, isn't it? But you've got to be fairly comfortable because everything's going up, food, the whole lot. But it is for your customers as well, which I'm sure we're a bit mindful of as well. No worries, Matt. And I'll try and get some to invite. I'll work out a way and we could have a closed chat or something like that because I think people have mentioned it before using Zoom and that. Anyway, I'm going to call it a night. Busy week ahead. And hopefully the weather will stay being good so we can just keep earning money. Right. Cheers, everyone.